We had no panic. We kind of treated it like the preseason game, to be honest.
It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas. What are you gonna bring to the doggone church? Are you gonna put somebody in their mouth? Are you gonna do your doggone job? Are you gonna pray from your doggone chest? Are you gonna pray from your heart and get everything you doggone got? Cause I'ma do that.
Coming to Dallas was a blessing.
Well, congrats, 5th straight win for you, 4 total touchdowns, but still it was led by the defense and their 5 turnovers. How well are you guys playing right now?
Man, defense played a hell of a game. I give them a lot of credit. Just the way that they kind of held it up. Played a hell of a game again. We just got to keep building, keep growing, and keep learning from everything.
Speaking of keep building, a quick turnaround. You have Washington up next on Thursday. What's your early thoughts on that one?
And we're going to take it one day at a time. Usually you have a 24-hour rule on this, but we'll probably lessen that a little bit. But we know we're going into about to play. Man, you too, bro. We know we're about to play a really good team. Just go through our preparation this week. It'll be short, kind of brief, but it'll be a good one.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, boy! Yeah, doggy! Hey, who got that? Yeah. Let's do it with some ass. Yeah, you was talking. You lucky I'm gonna give you a pass. Yeah, you was talking.
Arlington. Oh. Well, what do you think? You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'd last. Let me just get. It wasn't for
Arlington. Oh. Well, what do you think? You ready?
Oh, yeah, I'd last. Let me just get. It wasn't for that.
back and having the impact that you did today, what did it feel like for you to be back out there on the field and making plays?
Honestly, it felt great, you know. I felt the energy on the sidelines different. Being back with the guys different. You could tell the guys felt the energy that I was bringing. But, I just wanted to bring some juice to the team. And I felt for the most part, defense played a pretty good game.
Overshown was saying that you guys came in on defense saying you knew with a backup quarterback in the game, you're going to have to give it everything you got to me. Was that the mentality going in? Did you feel that way too?
I felt like we just had to give our best because we know this is a rival game. Jalen Hurts, that offense is so explosive with the weapons they have. But, I think the mindset was, to kill them birds, really. Like I said, I believed in Cooper Rush. I didn't care who was at quarterback. Our defense, we got to do our job regardless.
Marvion said that you provided the spark. You and him flying around getting some things done. It lifted the whole defense. Talk about that.
Yeah, man, that's little bro, man. I had to sometimes. I told Zim, I said sometimes you gotta let a pit bull go. And sometimes you gotta know when to leash him back up. So as I'm getting a little older, but still being wild, pit bull, I gotta leash him up sometimes. He wants to give it all. You got like a true warrior spirit, man. I think eventually I might want to hop back and play linebacker again just so I can play with him. I love the energy he brings. He's such a special, I don't even want to say kid because he played like a grown man, but, he's somebody I hope I play with for a long time.
You see some Micah Parsons in him?
Man, I see greater things. I think in sense of where you would hope at people that you kind of, I don't want to say I look up to him, but how he plays, the motor, the relentlessness, man. I hope he's greater than me in all aspects of this game. That's something that you hope for all your fellow teammates.
Being one of the leaders on the team, what do you say? What do you say to this group to try to keep hope alive to get things back?
Yeah, we had a great message in chapel this week, man. You got to be the light. Even when other sides of that offense light isn't shining as hard as past, that offense has always kind of shined brighter than us, and we kind of needed their juice to big us up. We got to be the offense's light this time. Every time we had a turnover, I looked at the guy and said, we knew some bad things gonna happen. I mean, that's where we at with this. So, but we got to be the light. We got to hold them to 3. And, I think they earned one good drive. Before half, I give them that drive, but, I feel like some things gave them some aspects of the game gave them those other touchdowns. But, overall, I'm happy for these defensive guys, how they played. Obviously, you want some plays back. A couple of those penalties cost us, but I'm happy in the direction where we're going.
How's your ankle feeling?
Right now, I'm juiced up, so, I'm probably cool, but I might be in a boot tomorrow.
Hey, Micah, how demoralizing was it when you got the fumble on the 6 and you weren't able to punch it in and take the lead and settle for a field goal and made it 7-6?
Hey, like I said, be the light. You can't let it get to you. Understand that, our quarterback's out. Things ain't always going to be how you expect it. And you kind of just got to be the light, and I just sideline, bringing the guys back up. It's all right. We got to do our job. We just got to get the ball back. So, it's one of them years where, like I said, it's challenging, but we got to be the light for everybody.
Where were you when you heard the news about Dak? What was your reaction? And with him out, do you have to be more of a leader on game day? Yeah,
for sure. I think this team needs a heart, a soul. Obviously missing Dak and his energy, the things that he brings to this game. As I try to do that for our defense, I got to do it for the offensive guys too, and play harder and do everything I can to build this team back up.
What was your reaction?
Obviously devastating. Many times you lose your starting quarterback that you kind of banking on. It hurts everybody.
And just as you're coming back, he's going out.
Yeah, just as I'm coming back.
Mike's on the final year of his contract, so outside there's, of course, going to be questions. What's the sentiment inside the locker room, and what do you tell people who are wondering about whether McCarthy will be your coach next year?
You got hurt, you're 3-6 now, and seemingly well out of the playoff picture. How do you contend with the feeling that the season is lost?
Be the light. Even when it's dark as light up, bro.
Thank you. Jalen, what do you think of the defense's performance?
Hell of a performance by the defense. So I'm going to keep it rolling while it's hot, and just the way that they've been able to play, the intensity, been able to take the ball over and get the ball back. And it's always good when we can take advantage of those opportunities as well. So just need that same intensity here moving forward.
How much did it mean to you that after the fumble they were able to tighten up and force the field goal?
I mean, it's everything. It's complimentary ball in a sense. You know, one phase of the team having the other phases back. And, you know, I own that completely. You know, I'm very aware of what was going on the play. You know, he made a great catch. And then the other one just caught me in a bad moment. Had one hand on the ball, got to protect the ball better. So, you know, always good when we can rally around those things and continue to persevere, be a resilient team, and move forward.
How were you able to rebound after those turnovers and drive the team the other way for that touchdown?
It's just, you know, kind of momentum is an illusion in a sense because it can end and begin at any moment. And so just treating every play as its own. Moving on.
What did you see on that interception?
I had them. Knew exactly what they were going to do. Had a good eye for it. Seven just made a hell of a play. And much respect to him making a hell of a play. Tried to fit it in there. Could have got outside to Grant. Actually told Grant that was going to happen, and I didn't pull the trigger on it. So I own it. And I own the fumble as well. And it'll be an opportunity for us to grow from it. I'll learn from it as well.
On the touchdown to Dallas, that rusher came out. Were you expecting that? How soon did you see him?
Sorry?
The touchdown to Dallas, whenever the rusher came to you, you got past him, was that someone you anticipated, or how quick did you see him? What did it take to kind of rush? It seems like they were coming after you that time.
Yeah. That was actually, you know, we didn't turn the protection to him, so he ended up coming free through the gap. And it was either I get the ball out or I make a play. I chose to make a play. And Dallas made a hell of a catch.
You had a number of throws downfield off the scramble drill. Obviously, you guys working on that a lot, but how important was it for your receivers to find space and against those
I just think everybody's alive on every play. That's the mentality of it. Everybody's alive. Everybody has an opportunity to get to play on any given play. There are some that I like to have back in terms of an opportunity that maybe we could have taken advantage of if we're on the same page or if there's a better ball to them. But in the end, you know, everybody showed up and just kept playing. You know, and I know obviously that starts with me. That starts with my mentality, my intensity, my focus, and what I go out there and do. And so I'm just trying to lead and be present and serve my team in the ways that I can.
After the fumble, you kind of went up and down the bench, like shaking everybody's hand.
You saw that?
What's that?
So you saw that?
I did, yes. So, I mean, what was that? What was kind of going through your mind in the moment? Like, were you trying to tell these guys, like, keep your head in there and, you know, everything, and I'll own it?
No, you know, I think it's just we're in it together, you know, and I have, you know, zero pride or anything involved in owning my mistakes. And so I made a mistake, and it hurt the team, you know, but I was thankful for they had my back, and, you know, more so the defense and how they responded and how they played and just the conversations we have. And I think that's something that starts in the middle of the week, not even on Sundays, but we know that it takes all of us. And then obviously everyone, you know, offensively just knowing we're just going to keep pressing and keep moving forward, keep staying with it, you know, keep throwing punches. And that's exactly, I think, how we handled it.
There's a report that you hurt your ankle, you were dealing with something with your ankle, and Nick accidentally said something about there being an ankle last week. Is that something that you're dealing with?
I'm fine. Did it look like it was hurting today?
I'm just asking if there's an injury or something.
I'm just asking how did it look. I watched the whole game.
How soon before you start thinking about Washington? How soon before you start thinking about Washington?
Yeah, well, you know, I watched the tape on the plane, and meet with the coaches briefly on the plane and dive through it, process it, and then as soon as we lay foot back in Philadelphia, you know, it's over. You know, we're moving on. Usually you put a 24-hour rule on it. I do. But it's obviously something that would be lessened and brief. So we'll get going.
How different is it when you have
all your weapons on the field. I think this is really only the second time all year, and does it make things harder in some ways because you know that everybody's not going to get the ball?
Yeah, well, I've been on this road in terms of hitting on. There are a lot of mouths to feed, and that's something that you have to navigate. And I think that's not solely on me in terms of how we call it and how we decide to pursue the game and getting guys involved. But ultimately, it's my job to go out there and execute whatever's called. And so, it takes, for the things that we're trying to accomplish, it takes a group of selfless men, and knowing that everybody has a role, and everybody's role may look different. It may vary. It may have different wages on it from game to game. But ultimately, it's about winning. And I've posed the question before rhetorically, and I've said, when did winning not become the main thing? And that's exactly what this thing is about. Everybody being together in that, everybody understanding the mission, the vision of what we're trying to accomplish as a team.
Seems like everybody's pretty excited for Johnny Wilson to get his first touchdown. I think he was one of the guys who was with you in Texas or wherever you worked out. What did that mean to you for him to get his first touchdown? Man,
it means a lot because you start to get down to the stretch of the season, and sometimes I think guys, especially young guys, they try and search for their place on the team. What's their role? And you got to be diligent. You got to be patient. Anais, Johnny, those guys just pressing on. Anais wasn't even on the active for it. Well, he missed like the first 5 weeks. I don't know what for, but he wasn't on. He wasn't suiting up, and he went through a little process there. And then Johnny just showing up, doing a lot of dirty work. I think he had a touchdown. I think it was a touchdown last week, but had that wiped off the board. But just to see him persevere and the excitement when Jahan makes the catch last week, those are the things that are pure. And he's appreciative of all of his opportunities. And I think, just anytime you get the chance to build, when you talk about building that trust, you talk about building that connection, that's what it comes down to. And that doesn't just apply to Smitty on a one-hand catch last week like we all discussed, and that trust and connection we have, or, fourth down call, getting to AJ on a vertical, the trust that we have in that and all the work that we put in, but trying to build that rapport with every single last guy on the team, every last skilled guy. And I'm just happy for Johnny, able to execute the scramble drill and make a play, and we need to continue to keep building. I think we all have a lot of history here, and it feels good to win at home again. 4 hours away, but I take it, and I know for Kellen, it does feel good to win, in the state of Texas, but it's all bigger than that. It truly is. Oh, nobody's even, it's kind of, you have your moments where you bring it up and it's like, okay, this is where we are. But ultimately, everybody's truly invested in just doing their part, and doing their part.
Respectfully, they should. He gonna continue to run through and get TFL. So yeah, that's what he's supposed to do.
In a way, is that surprising, that he can mean potatoes linebacker for a guy who hasn't really had that much experience? At off-ball linebacker in the league?
In the league, you look at his film, you see he can do it. He got picks, he got coverage and everything. He just haven't been in the middle of the defense. Now he is. It was easy. We got good coaches. Vic, BK, our linebacker coach, everybody done a good job. He has done a good job. Man. Everybody just continue to get better. Continue to, get better.
As you guys keep putting these consistent performances out on the field, how do you feel in this Vic Fangio scheme? How's everyone really gelling to put this together?
Yeah, it's our defense. I know Vic making all the calls and everything, but everybody taking ownership of the defense. We holding ourselves to a standard. We have set a standard to our play and the way we play, the way we take the ball away, the way we tackle, the way we execute, the way we make plays. We have set a standard, and we trying to play that standard every chance we get.
CJ said this was maybe the most dominant performance from you guys. Do you agree with that?
I mean, we had, what, 5 takeaways? I mean, yeah, we haven't had 5 takeaways in a minute, so, yeah. Being able to take the ball away and, you know, got everybody having fun, everybody eating, I mean, you had most of the stars sit out by the fourth quarter. I ain't did that since, high school. I mean, college. Yeah.
Is that good with a short week coming up?
For sure. I mean, everybody in the NFL who have played a Thursday night football game know how fast it comes around after that Sunday. So recovery starts now.
For this Eagles team to beat the Cowboys in Dallas the first time since 2017, how big is that for this team right now?
I mean, it's big, period. It's big, period, to get another win. You know, for us, the most important game is the next. So, and, you know, this is my first time winning this building, so it's always great.
Are you guys competitive about the takeaways?
For sure, for sure. The linebacker competitive with the DBs. I'm competitive with Zach. He whooping my ass right now. So I gotta get back. I gotta get right. So yeah.
Thank you, Nakobe.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what happened. You probably got to look at the film and the sacks, but were they doing anything different in terms of their pass rush?
Yeah, they were doing like a 3-man front. Sometimes they were putting the backers like 35 and 13, and 50 down as like D tackles. So we kind of messed, I think, with some of the points. So we'll have to go back and look at it, but I think that was the issue.
What turned things for you guys?
You know, we scored before the half, and then we came out and created some momentum. And defense, I thought, just played really lights out the whole game. You know, first half we left a lot of opportunities out there, and you know, but I was telling those guys last time I won here was 2017. So we get my ass kicked here a lot. So
how big was that? I don't know what happened. Jalen, there was an unblocked guy, touchdown pass to Dallas, but I don't know if you got to see a look at it. What happened? Protection.
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I gotta go watch. I don't know.
I know you guys say.
Or it might have been the backer plugged and we have a sift, so I may have to squeeze down, but I can't really remember. I remember him catching it, but I don't remember the protection.
And you guys say every year that it's a new team, but you just mentioned the 2017 last time you guys won here. How big is that to now flip this script?
Yeah, I mean they've had our number here, and this feels like you know, and a lot of the wins were by a lot of points too. So you know they weren't close. So you know coming in they have your full attention. When number 11's in the game, Parsons, he's got my full attention. So you know to me I think he's him and Myles Garrett, Watt, those guys are some of the best in the league. So did a good job retaining him the best we could. Still made some plays, but I thought they did a good job with rotation of their linebackers and trying to confuse our points. And so I think that's why the run game maybe wasn't what it was the last couple of weeks.
As banged up as they are, is it hard not to take a game for granted?
Yeah, I mean, especially here, like I was telling, a lot of the younger guys weren't here. Sorry, Micah, we in your locker. Yeah, so we haven't won here since 2017. So, they had our utmost attention. And, yeah, I mean, anytime you play a player like Parsons, it's a long week for the tackles. We put a lot of emphasis on trying to find where he is. But
how important was it to maybe get the fourth quarter off when you got a game coming up in the magnitude against them?
Yeah, that's big. I think we have a lift tomorrow, and then we'll be, right back at it. So breaking out Washington, which, is a dangerous team. Got one of my good friends, Zach Ertz, over there. So, it'll be weird seeing him over there, but yeah, and Marcus. So, but it's competitive. It's going to be a competitive game next week. I've been watching them. They're very dangerous, very talented, and a very good team.
The fact that you guys are getting these big double-digit leads, does that say something to you about the team?
Well, we're starting to score some points in the first quarter. We all know, what was it, 7, 10, 7? So we're getting better. I still feel, when you go back and watch the game, there's some pivotal points early where, we didn't convert on a turnover and be in great field position. So, and moving forward, we want to be able to put a complete game together. So we had, I think defense played one of their best games this year. Offense, we picked it up second half, and so yeah.
What does that kind of do for the vibe of the defense when you kind of deliver a blow like that?
Set a physical tone for the team. To be honest with you, it's one of those games like, they got a lot of people out. We understand
got to set the tone to be a more physical football team than they are, regardless of who's out there. And I think first place is a tone setter, and we're going to ride into the rest of the game.
And seeded to beat this Dallas Cowboys team the first time here since 2017. What does that mean to this Eagles team right now?
I mean a lot, but we know we got a big game on Thursday. This game was just a gut check. How could we stay together mentally with every guys being down and us being a little nicked up? They did a phenomenal job, everybody on the team, with understanding what we got to do this week and keeping our keys and everything in front of us. And offense did an amazing job of controlling the tempo on the ball.
And Washington went down to the wire with Pittsburgh, a hard-fought game. To be able to have the opportunity in the fourth quarter to rest them on the offensive starters especially, how much is that an advantage going into this week?
We shall see. Short week. You know how the NFL can be. Quick turnaround. We got to just trust our processes for our body. Understand that this is a big week for us, but we got to just continue doing what we're doing week in, week out.
Lane just said that this was the best defensive performance he's seen from you guys. Do you agree with that?
It's only getting better. Can't say it's one of our best performances until we actually grade the film. It's one of our most dominant performances as far as takeovers and turnovers. So we got to just continue.
It was real big. You know, it led them to kick a field goal, which is, 3 points is better than 6 points in our aspect of defense, whatever. But it was a good stop. We celebrated. We had to move on to the next possession.
You guys are averaging, I think, just over 11 points per game allowed as a defense since the bye. What's changed?
I don't know. We just balling. We feeling it. We all together. We all eating as one, and it's showing on film and it's showing in the game.
Is this the best you played? This defense?
Right. This game?
Yeah.
You could say that because we got 5 turnovers, and our goal was to get more and more turnovers. And coaches told us that, it's going to happen. We ain't got to rush it. It's going to happen. And to find out we had 5, that's a big accomplishment. And try to get 7 next week or on Thursday. Yeah.
It's 3 games now this year where you guys have not allowed a touchdown. What goes into that?
Man, I don't know. We just come out. We got just play our defense, do what we are coached to do, and whatever Vic tell us to do, it's helping us and not let the team score.
Saquon was part of 3 of those turnovers. What impresses you the most about him, especially the way he played today?
Man, that boy balling, man. That boy he really a star. And I learned that he came from DN. Now he's at middle linebacker. And I don't know how that transition is going, but from what I'm seeing, it's going good for him. So I'm proud of him, and he just got to keep going, keep it on the road. Because what he do is motivated me. I'm celebrating with him every play. We having little talks of what we see and stuff, but I'm getting doubled. I see him flying down. He making tackles. He just balling.
On those doubles, it feels like the emphasis has been to get your hands up and affect passing lanes and pat down passes. Is that something that the staff sort of asked you to do, or is that something you just kind of do on your own?
That's something we all been working on. I ain't got no towel on my back. I swear. But that's something we all be working on. We just do it in practice. We can't hit Jalen Hurts, so we can put our hands up, and we got a couple in practice. But it transitioned to the game, and I got one today. I don't think we had any others, but it's just something we just work on every week.
How soon before you guys start thinking about Washington?
I don't know. I guess tomorrow.
It's a quick week, so does it change? It change your approach at all?
You're on pace for a lot of touches this season, and you didn't have to play the last 20-ish minutes of the game. How helpful is that at this point in the season?
I mean, it's always a good sign. That means we're doing pretty good as a team in that game. I wish I was able to get things going a little faster for us. Kind of got into a rhythm, in the third quarter, but by the time I got into the rhythm, we were up pretty big, and Coach kind of gave me the nod to let Kenny and Will go out there. But yeah, especially in this week, having a Thursday night against Commanders who's playing at a high level right now.
What happened on the?
My elbow just kind of got stuck in a kind of pile. We both were diving for the ball, I guess, and I kind of just got stuck up in there. Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Was it something is that why you weren't in on that last drive?
No, I did it, so I was trying to get the tape situated. But Kenny's a really good back. He was here before me, so it was more of just kind of let it heal, get comfortable with it, and he went in for the 2-minute drive, and I came back out in the second half and started getting things rolling a little bit.
You had a good vantage point of Jalen on that drive. What kind of poise did he show on that drive.
Did a really good job
after the 2 turnovers.
He did a really good job, and that's what the team's about. Never folding, never panicking. It starts with him, but everyone that drive stepped up big, and especially up front. O-line, Kenny had some big blocks on that drive and a big catch, and found a way to get an end zone. It was good. The mindset was double dip, and we wanted to score before we got into the half.
Can you talk to us this week about the importance of you yourself beating this Cowboys team in Dallas? Everything it lived up to be?
That's how life works. I thought about it, and it's kind of feel the same way. Nothing different. Obviously, it's a big win coming here. I don't know the last time Philly we won here, and it's my first time ever being in Dallas. So it was big, 2-0 in division, and now we got to shift gears real quick and to Washington.
You mentioned that's what this team does. It never folds. I mean, given how far it's kind of come since the bye, where kind of 2 and 2 starters, a little bit rocky. What does it say?
I wouldn't say it's rocky. I think you guys made it seem rocky. No offense. You guys are doing your job, but panic outside of the locker room kind of, it was from outside the locker room. It wasn't in here. We had no panic. We kind of treated it like the preseason games, to be honest. That was kind of the mindset. We was like, all right, we're done with preseason. Now let's go get things shaking.
What's it like for you now, going into a first-place showdown, which probably isn't something that you really experienced?
I think I did in 22. We started off pretty hot in New York. We were like 7-2 or 6-2 or something like that. Didn't happen often. Yeah. It doesn't change for me. Whether if I've been part of losing seasons or winning seasons before, my mindset, how I train all season, is to be in these positions, is to have the type of year I'm having so far. That's what you visualize. You think about the positive stuff, and there's a lot of positive things going on right now. And the beauty is, we still haven't scratched the surface, and that's kind of the scary thing. And we got to stop saying that. We got to start putting things together, and look forward to the challenge that's coming up this week.
Lane kind of echoed that. He said you still haven't really put together a complete game.
Yeah.
What will that take, or what are you guys looking to improve upon to put a complete game?
I don't know. I think just the expectations that we have for ourselves. We hold ourselves to a high standard here because we know the talent that we have, and it's funny. I'd rather be a part of that than not. We just beat Dallas by 25, 28 points. I don't know how many points we beat them by in Dallas, and we're still sitting here saying we didn't do enough. That's a mindset we got to continue to have, and we know it's going to continue to grow with everyone in this locker room. The team mindset, do it with each other, and my favorite quote that Coach Sirianni always say, you can't be great without the greatness of others, and we have a lot of great people here, and we got to keep leaning on each other and trusting each other.
What's that look like if you guys haven't scratched the surface yet?
I don't know, it's probably scary. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games, and we're on a pretty good streak right now, and 2-0 in division, and we got to look forward to trying to go 3-0 against I know they lost this week, but a hot Washington team.
How soon before you start thinking about that? How soon before you start thinking about that?
Right when I go in this plane.
Well, you just mentioned it's been a long time since talking to you after a win here in Dallas. What does that mean to this team?
You know what? We just getting better every week, and I'm just happy that everybody played good in all phases, special teams, offense, defense. We played complimentary ball today, and we came up big in some moments where it could have went the other way, especially on defense when offense gave up two turnovers, and I think the best thing I could say, we just stayed the course, and we stayed focused on just doing our job, not worrying about what happened in the game, but just worrying about this is the stop that we need to make. Let's go make it.
Is there significance not only to win here, but to win definitively like you did?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want. You want as a defense to go out there and hold them to no touchdowns, and that's what we did today. I mean, 2 field goals? I mean, man, you win it, especially if we know our offense can score points, and once we score, that's all we feel like we need. If we just stay focused on defense, which we did, keep them out the zone, I think that we can set ourselves up in a big way to just keep going, and I think it's just the confidence building for the young boys, making plays. I know we did some good tackling out there, especially against CD. Cooper made that one tackle out in open field. I was just like, wow, just seeing guys getting guys on the ground. That's the game, because it's a bunch of good players out there, but you got to get these guys on the ground.
You mentioned that lots of names across the board making plays defensively. Where do you think this group is?
I mean, we unfinished right now. We just working one day at a time. How it started is definitely not how it's going to be finished, and so we just got to keep getting better, keep building that bully as we talk about, and just making sure we just don't give nobody nothing for free.
You mentioned no touchdowns. This is the third time in 5 games you guys have 11 touchdowns. What goes into that?
Just listening to y'all. You know, y'all be talking that stuff, and so we gotta prove y'all wrong. You know how I go. I gotta hold people accountable to their word. You know, just as much as we gotta go out there and make plays and execute. So I just say thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Is this the best the defense has played this season?
So far, we ain't done yet. We got a big one this week against a great team that's going. They hot right now. I just heard they lost, but they still probably marked us on the calendar for sure because we know we got to go through them just as much as they got to go through us, and we got to make sure we bring it on Thursday.
How soon before you start thinking about that?
Right now. It's right now. I mean, you got to enjoy the win, but I mean, when we get on that plane, we're gonna be talking about, all right, y'all, this is a big one right here. You know, this is gonna. I ain't saying this is our season, but this is like, you know, if we in first right now, we got to stay in first. And so we got to make sure that we separate ourselves, especially with a win this week.
We were just talking to Saquon. He said it's crazy how we can win this big and win in Dallas, and the conversation is still how it's not good enough or not where we want to be.
Oh, yeah.
Does that speak to kind of the culture in this locker room?
That's what we love. I mean, the work is not done until we holding that trophy. And I don't want nobody to get satisfied because it's cool that we won in a big way. I don't take it from it. We got to enjoy it. But when we holding that trophy, that's when it's like, all right, the work is done, and now we can go celebrate.
Well, your first NFL touchdown, I saw the entire team waiting for you on the bench. What was that moment like?
It was great. You know, it was crazy. I had a whole celebration planned out, and one dude bumped into me. I'm like, you know what? Let me just celebrate with my team. They were happy. They brought the energy, and you know, couldn't make me feel, you know, any happier. So.
What was the celebration you planned?
You got to wait till next week, you know, hopefully.
So you know you're going to hit it next time.
Yeah, I would do it for sure.
And I know a lot of guys talking about BG, for example, hasn't won here since 2017. I know you're still very new into your career, but the importance of beating a team like Dallas in Dallas for this rivalry.
You know, I was kind of, you know, saying that. I would mention it on the sideline, you know, like, let's rewrite history. You know, we haven't, you know, beat them here, and I don't know however long it's been, and I'm like, you know, why can't we? You know, why can't we be the ones? You know, why can't we be the team this year to do it? And I saw that, you know, that energy just through everybody. You know, everyone wanted to play hard, play for one another, and just play as a team. And you know, when we're, you know, hitting on all phases, really tough team to beat. So.
And now a very quick turnaround for this Washington Commanders team on Thursday. Have guys already started talking to you about how you get your body ready so quickly here in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked at the schedule what it's going to be this week, but I know like the mental reps for sure are just going to be big this week. You know, dudes just got to take care of their body, get in the training room, you know, do whatever they need to do to make sure they're fresh and fast, ready to go for Thursday. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the time.
All right, you got it by yourself. Hit it. Come on, Howard. What you got?
How important was it? How important was it? How important was it for the defense to keep you in the game? You didn't kind of have it going the way you should.
You know, that kind of happened in the Brazil game too against the Packers. They just kind of helped us stay in it when it wasn't going great. I think the defense has done a really nice job. They played a great game today. Forcing that turnover, I think after our turnover was huge. To keep it at 7-3. But they played. I just thought that they started fast. They played great throughout the entire game. We tackled. I love when we tackle well. I mean, we've tackled really well. You know, just those guys on that football team on the Cowboys have some guys that can really do some damage with the ball in their hands. CeeDee Lamb, Ferguson, obviously Zeke and 23. They got a lot of guys that can. And Turpin. They got a lot of guys that you got to be alert for. That was a keys all week of, you know, fundamentally sound. So we really tackled well, and we really did a good job taking the football away and having the football on our mind. And so, you know, good start by them, good performance by them all the way through.
How do you think Jalen played today?
Sorry. Yeah, I thought he did a lot of good things. You know, obviously didn't start the way we wanted it to start. But there's something to be said for guys that can rebound and play a really good game after things don't go right early on. You know, we'll want some of those plays back. He'll want some of those plays back. But great job handling adversity, putting his head down, continuing to work. Again, I say it to you guys all the time. He's a winner. He knows how to win. He knows, every game's not going to be perfect. And I'm really proud of him and how he responded to a slow start and helped lead us to a victory.
Were they doing something to make him hold the ball longer?
No, I thought they played similar to what we thought. Obviously, that's a really good rush. They got some dangerous guy. I think, Diggs is a phenomenal football player. You always got to be aware of where he is. Obviously, if you make a mistake around him, anybody, if we're off on a landmark, if we're late with a throw, if we're anything, that guy can make you pay. I got a lot of respect for him and the way he can take the football away and the player that he is. And so I think a little bit, it was him on that side. The rush was getting there. We were in second and predictable, where you had to pass because we didn't get the run game going quite early as early as we wanted to and play the game we wanted to play. Hats off to them of how they stopped us early on, but good rebound by our players and our coaches to turn the tide in the second half.
What's impressive most about Saquon through 10 games?
Man, he just keeps getting better. Wasn't a lot of plays that he had at inside linebacker coming into this. Like I said, I kind of gushed to you guys about Bobby King earlier this week and the job he's doing. And then that's the same thing with Nakobe getting everybody on the same page. Zach's a great athlete. He's tough. You see him in the open field making tackles. You see him sticking his face in there in tight quarters. You see him being able to rush. He's on a streak right now of taking the football away and the ball being on his mind. Just think he's a really good he's just a really good, best compliment I can give a guy is, man, that guy's a really good football player. And that happens when you're tough, you're physical, all detailed, and he's playing really fundamentally sound and just getting better every time he steps out in the field.
Nick, Jalen Carter said that every week they watch tapes of different turnovers from around the league. Why do you do that? What do you think the benefit is of showing the players that?
Yeah, again, you're just trying to put them in positions, like you can only practice it so many times, right? So you put them in drills, you put them in practice, we harp on it. Anytime there's an opportunity missed at practice, that's going to be in the team meeting the next day as far as, hey, we got this vice tackle right here. You're not taking a shot at the ball, or you are taking a shot at the ball. And so it's on our mind. It's the same way we do it with the offense and how we take care of the football. And then the best thing, I think good teams learn from their mistakes, and great teams learn from everybody's mistakes, right? And so, you can watch situational football throughout the week and say, hey, here's what this team did in this scenario, and you get better from that, whether it was good or bad. And you do the same thing with fundamentals. I really look at football IQ and fundamentals very similar, right? And so that's a big process of what we go through early in the week. It's a big process what we go through late in the week, and you can always learn from it, right? There was an Ohio State, Penn State play where the guy had the ball on his outside arm, and good tomahawk hit on the ball near the goal line on the quarterback of Ohio State. It rolled out of bounds. We're going to learn from everything we possibly can. Shoot, there was a clip that was somebody saw on Twitter or whatever, and this little kid ran from behind, took it from the guy because the guy wasn't locked in, and then we'll learn from anything we can possibly learn from. I heard St. Joe's Prep got a big win over LaSalle. Yeah, I know, but a good battle. Both teams were really good, but I'm sure we'll learn something from that game. Anything we can learn from, we will. And I think that's a sign of a good team. Again, like I said, what I say to the guys a lot are good teams learn from their mistakes. Great teams learn from the mistakes, across the league. And it doesn't have to be the league. It can be college football. It could be Pee Wee football. It can be high school football. It doesn't matter. Just always in a mindset of getting better.
What did Jalen learn from his mistakes?
We haven't watched the tape yet, but I thought, like I said, I just thought that one of the hardest things to do personally, and I just being around this, is be able to move on, right? And say, man, this didn't go as planned. How do I move on? And so we'll watch the tape. We'll get better from that tape. But he moved on. He didn't let one play affect the rest of his game. That's what winners do. That's what Jalen Hurts does. And I'm so accustomed to him doing that. Because when he makes a mistake, he's able to put it in the past. I think that's not as easy as it sounds. I really do believe that, because we're human. We know we make mistakes, and then it ruminates in your mind, and the only thing you can do to really move on is learn from it later and move on and play the next play. And so we'll look at the tape to see what we can learn from that. I got a couple theories on it right now, just have seen it live. But I'm so proud of him, the fact that he was able to move on from a rough start and get it going.
What do you do on that touchdown play? What do you do on that touchdown play when he evaded the block rusher and hit Dallas?
Yeah, I just thought it was a great scramble. Like we've been doing a good job working with the quarterback. It's been a big emphasis of the scramble drill. I feel like Jalen's done a good job of eluding the rush, being able to escape outside, both to the right and left, and also through the middle, having all those different options for him. And the guys are doing a good job. It takes everybody. It's an unscripted play. Dallas did a good job freeing himself up because it looked like Dallas was in sort of I don't know if they were in man on that particular play, but they did a good job of plastering, which we'll call it, once he did scramble, and Dallas did a good job of freeing up, and Jalen found him.
Nick, on his fumble, you've talked in the past about keeping two hands on the ball in the pocket. On that play, he was kind of going to tuck it while also trying to stiff arm Micah.
That's one that's going to always be hard to do, two hands on play. When you do two hands when you're stepping up in the pocket, you're moving in the pocket, and he had a couple like that. He was actually trying to get it tucked. One thing, the ball's at risk. Catch, tuck, the ball's at risk, right? Off the mesh, the ball's at risk because you have to get to your proper mechanics. And he was trying to, right here, try to get to his proper mechanics. That's when we tell our defense to kind of come after the ball in those sets. So he hadn't got to his proper mechanics yet, and that's, he has to be a passer and ready to throw. Then he goes to tuck it. I like that he went to tuck it. He's got to get his elbow locked a little bit quicker. That's tough to do in the heat of it. And then was it Micah who got it? He's a stud. I can't say enough good things about number 11 over there. We probably thought about him this week more than we thought about our loved ones and anybody else. Like the offensive staff had him on our mind the entire game, had him on our mind the entire week, and that's what you got to do with good players around the league. Hats off to him. He made a good play there. And so it is about the transition from either the catch to the tuck or the mesh to the tuck or the two hands on the ball to the tuck. So it just didn't get there yet, and that happens, and a good player made a good play on the other team.
Wait, one more. With the short week coming up, how beneficial is it to get some of the starters in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, that's always big. Anytime we can do that, that's been 3 times in the past 4 weeks. We were able to do that against the Giants. We were able to do that against Cincinnati. That adds up. That's 3 quarters now, and we were able to do that tonight. And so that adds up, and that's huge. Going into this game, we know we got a tough game coming up. This one, we had fun in there for a little bit, but we know that we play on a short week against a really good opponent, and we got to get our minds right, and we have to get our bodies right.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
They don't respect us. They don't know about our heart, man. That thing is beating your doggone chest right now. Whatever you got today, I got to have it.